So for this call, I just wanted to first walk you go back to when you first hopped on the call. I think it's been like maybe over a month ago, a bit over a month
A
now.
month or so, yeah.
Yeah. And you first, like, what actually made you get on the call?
What? Damn, that was a month ago. What did I do? Okay, so at the time I was doing all the outreach by myself, and I remember that I was sending like hundreds and hundreds of looms at that point, and I was just like, man, this is crazy. Like, I don't know how long I can keep this up. And I started my agency about like 2-3 months before that, prior joining you as well. So I knew that I needed to do something else. And I heard about your name from a friend, actually. A friend told me about you, and I saw your post. And I mean, you seem like the real deal, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, this guy knows what he's talking about. And I think one of the things that you said in one of your videos that I watched was you said, why, like, basically you were saying, why would you keep doing the outreach and all these things when, you know, especially for me as starting out, I may not even know all of it. And you said that why would you keep doing it when you can have someone else to do it for you who knows way better than you and was actually or have been doing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was why I was like, and I knew before I joined your meeting, I knew I was gonna do it anyways.
Yeah.
So I was already like on board.
Yeah. I think our call lasted like an hour.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, I actually used our call to send it to another prospect, and he
Oh
ended up
wow.
like,
That's awesome. That's
yeah,
awesome.
because I think in our call we really dived in depth, like not necessarily about the outreach process and everything like that, but
Hmm.
we dove into why should you actually think? Because I think a lot of people, what they don't understand is that they need to realize that they need to get out of that like solopreneur mindset where they're like, oh, I have to figure this out first. I need to be good at this. I need to be good at that in order to delegate it, right? But it's like you don't build a multi-seven-figure business doing everything by yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, that was
Absolutely.
pretty good. Yeah, I think someone referred you and then we got on a call. Yeah, that was
Hmm.
pretty good. Yeah. But coming back to that point of like you knew that you had to stop doing, things the way you were doing them. Because you had gone, I think, like 2 or 3 months without necessarily having either a proven way to get consistent meetings, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And I always find it because I think business is just thinking, right? It's because like the results that someone else might have, because two people can start up at the same time, right? Same
Mm.
business model, same market, same niche, same offer, same like literal everything, right? But how someone else's thinks and the kind of decisions they make, like
Hmm.
the results can literally be 10 times different. Because let me explain. Let's say you have people who started up their agency at the same time as you, right? 3 or 4 months ago, but they're still doing outreach themselves, sending 10 looms a day, sending 10
Yeah.
looms a day, sending 10 cold looms a day, right? But then you have you who, I'm not sure how you were financially, but you decided to actually buy experience and to actually buy time, right? And boom, 3 weeks in, you got your first customer, right?
Hmm.
So like I'm always, I feel like I'm in like an evangelist. I'm not sure if that can be. I'm pushing people like, guys, like, stop thinking linearly. Like, this is a business, right?
Yeah.
Like you want to see success, buy success, right? Because
Oh
you can
yeah, I agree with
buy time, you
that.
can buy expertise, you can buy someone else's, like, because it's like, yo, why are you trying to do everything yourself when you're struggling for 6 months and
Hmm.
someone else on your side, just one message away, is doing everything you're trying to do every single day? Like, just buy it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So once we started, yeah, because I think you signed up right after our first call. Like once you started, like how did everything go when you first got our outreach and things like that? How did
Mhm.
so first, what did you think of our process?
Well, yeah, I thought it was really, I think it was very efficient. I must say it was very efficient. I mean, you had everything set up. And I remember the onboarding process was pretty quick too. It wasn't like this too long of a process. So that
Yeah,
was great. I like that it was really efficient and it was to the point. It was straight to the point. You know, we got going pretty quick. And I remember that when I first got that first VA, as you must say,
yeah,
uh, and that was, I mean, I was super excited. I was like, okay, let's do this. So, and I remember you told me, one of the things that you told me, you were like, you know, if they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, let them go, or like after 2 weeks or so. So I wanted to give, you know, this VA a chance. I was like, okay, I'll give her a chance. But I noticed that her work ethic and her standards wasn't where I was, even though she went through the training that you guys put her through. I knew there was a fault somewhere, and the fault was actually with her. She wasn't listening and she wasn't actually doing what she was supposed to be doing, because I would be checking her work and your team would be checking her work as well. And it really wasn't, she just wasn't listening. She wasn't, yeah, she just wasn't completely, she just wasn't listening. I don't know what she was doing. So,
yeah,
I mean, you know, I let her go and, you know, finding out a new one. And that second VA, she was amazing. I mean, it was such a night and day difference.
yeah,
Like you could tell she was so professional, very professional. She knew what she was talking about. She knew what she wanted. She knew what she was doing. And it was just like, that was my goal. My goal is to really be able to give the entire outreach aspect of my business to her. And then she was able to do that. And so that was such a stress relief. And like, man, that saved me so much time too. And
yeah.
actually, yeah, that first week when she started, that's when I booked my first client. And one of the things I noticed with her too is that she was just so good. She was responding quickly. She was on it, you know, she was,
Yeah.
and so yeah, man, that was yeah, and then I was getting like 4, 5 appointments that one week too, when 4 appointments
Nice.
at one week when she joined. So yeah, she was
Yeah,
on it.
that's pretty good. Yeah, you're killing it. Was your first call your first client? Like, was the
Uh
first sales call that you got from the outreach the first client? I don't remember.
wait, say that again.
Did you close your first call?
Yeah, that was my first call. My
Yeah,
first call, first appointment booked, and I closed it.
I like
I
it.
mean,
I like it.
he was super warm though. Like, you know, he was such a warm lead.
Yeah.
I mean, so it was just like, because before I was doing whatever you were telling me to do with like the contents, creating all this content and creating a presence online. Before that, I've had a couple meetings with potential prospects as well. But the difference is that they were so cold still.
Mm-hmm.
And when I get into this call, they're not as cold anymore because they were already like consuming all these contents and they were already like, okay, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, that was a difference. And that's why I think it was way easier to close that first call, first client, first appointment booked because they were just so much warmer.
Yeah. I think from the in the let's say the 5 clients who joined the program, like maybe like 2 or 3 have actually done what you've done, which is first call close. Not first call close, but like actually like their ever first sales call that they got from our process became a customer, right?
Yeah,
Because we're not necessarily trying to sell to people who aren't interested, right?
yeah,
Because we get them to give us their email, we get them to view a video, they view the video, they decide to book a call, they get on the call. Like no one goes through that kind of like hassle to not come on a call and buy from you, right?
exactly.
So that's why I'm trying to get like everyone on our process. It's like Jesus, guys, like you don't need to be the best at selling people. Just get
Yeah,
people who actually appreciate you and who appreciate your mechanism you're using to deliver
yeah,
a result, whether that's paid ads or things like that. Get them on a call, show them what you do, and get them to pay, right?
yeah. Well, you know, actually, I just remember that first client that I booked, that first call, he didn't actually book an appointment. So my VA was talking to him on Instagram, and my VA sent me a screenshot, said, "Oh, he wanted you to call him." So I didn't think of anything. I just called him on the phone, and then that was actually the sales call. And
Wow.
I booked him right there and then. And then I sent him the invoice. So there was no like appointment. Like it was crazy, bro.
That's
Like
insane.
I just got in a call. I didn't like expect anything. And then yeah, we talked for a good 45 minutes, and we were just talking and like seeing where he's at. And yeah, I definitely wasn't even prepared for it at all. I just kind of got in the phone and I was like, oh, all right, this is it. I guess I sent him the invoice, he paid for it, and yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. And yeah, coming back to that VA thing, or it's actually just an employee thing, right? If ever like there's little to be compared with the bliss or the happiness that comes from getting the right person on board,
Oh,
right?
absolutely. Yeah.
It's insane. Like yesterday, I just got my first closer. I'm gonna be having people help me like sell, and it's
Hmm.
just so relieving, like knowing that, oh fuck, I can actually trust this guy to handle this task, and I can actually give him and not be worried, right? And
Yeah.
but yeah, if you ever get someone like who's not good, like just let them go, man. Because I've always had the mindset that like if someone I know they're not superstar, I'm letting them go automatically because I've never fired someone and get another person who's worse than the one I fired. It has never
Hmm.
actually happened. It's like I fired this person, I find someone better. I fired this person, I find someone better than these two. I fired this one, there it's always improves, right? But a lot of people where they mess up is that they become attached, right? They become dependent on one employee or on one person,
Hmm.
on this person. So for me, I've always been like, hey man, I'll let you go 1,000 times if you try to stress me. Like I'm already stressed, bro. Like why
Yeah.
add on more stress? Like I don't want you.
Yeah.
I don't want to pay you to stress me, right? If you don't show
Hmm.
up on time, do what you're supposed to do, or even bring new insights to our business, then you're not needed, right? So yeah, so what did you think of the actual outreach process? Like, because right now the only thing you technically do is just make videos, right?
Hmm. Make
And
loom videos.
yeah, how has that changed from where you were before?
Oh man, dude. The time saver is it's crazy. I mean, when I was doing it by myself, I would spend a good hour looking for the prospect and then another hour um uh, creating the looms or 2 hours or so, and then sending it to them and doing all that. Now that my VA is able to do all of that, and all that I have to do is make looms, bro, it saves, yeah, it saves me so much time, man.
And
And it's
you're
such a relief.
Yeah, and you're booking way more calls than you did when you were even like actually you were probably sending out more looms before you started working with us.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was sending like I think what 156 or maybe almost 200 looms, and I was only booking 2 meetings. And then now I think I've only sent 40. I'm not sure. I think around 40 or so. And I've booked, well, now it's gonna be our fifth meeting or fourth coming up. And close that first client. So
It's
it's such a difference, you know? So
pretty great, man. Yeah, and yeah, that's pretty good. So it's like that's what I'm saying. It's like people just are complicating things, right? It's like there is a better way to find that way and just do it because people just complicate things, right? They just think they're the smartest, right? And they
yeah.
don't just let themselves because sometimes it's just an ego thing, right? Or maybe it's just ignorance. But
Hmm.
it's like there is a better process. But you went from sending 200 looms to booking 2 calls to sending 40 looms to getting 4 meetings or 5 to one customer. So that means that if you keep this trend going, that means for every 40 looms you make, which you could do it in 2 weeks, really, you get 4 meetings or 5, and then you get a customer from each, right?
Hmm.
But you could easily also increase your closing rate because a lot of our customers are closing around 50% or more. So, so just also like follow up like crazy. I would suggest that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty good, man. So let's say, what would you suggest to someone who's, because I have a lot of people who will be watching this who have gotten on calls and they're like, oh, but I don't think paying this much is worth it. Like, what would you say to someone who's currently struggling through their old process and
Hmm.
who's just afraid to actually commit?
Oh man. Well, I was, first of all, I just want to say I was there. I know what it was like. And the amount that you spend, the energy, it's just, why would you put yourself through that when there's someone out there that could do it for you
Yeah,
way better, and they know how to actually do it, and with their proven method of finding people and actually booking these guys, like booking your clients for you. So I would definitely say that it's sort of a no-brainer. Like, why would you put yourself through that? It's already, like, life's already hard enough. Like, don't make it more difficult for yourself, you know?
yeah,
And to be honest, don't I would also say too, like, money comes and go. Like, don't hold on to that, whatever it is, to just, like, for what, dude? Like, when you can actually invest that, it's not an expense, it's an investment. You're investing in yourself, you're investing in your business. Like,
yeah.
you're investing it for you to make more money, basically. So, like, yeah, don't miss out, man.
100%. Yeah. And the crazy thing, right? And we can end on this, is people don't really understand how life works, right? But people are trying to be cheap with their business, but
Mhm.
expect to get on a call and charge someone 3, 5 grand a month.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's crazy.
Like, you've never spent a single dime on your business, but you're wanting other brands, other real estate agents, this and that to come in and just give you retainers every month. Like, no, because in your subconscious, you know that you aren't even worth that much, right? You've never spent a single dime. Like, you don't even believe in investing in your business. Like,
Yeah,
of course, the world will give you zero closes if you behave like that, right? So
yeah,
actually get people to, I feel like, what within the 50K a month program, or when we build 5-figure acquisition systems, is I'm actually doing more than just giving people like proven processes to scale. I'm actually getting them to become the clients that they want, right? Because you have, in order to get something, you have to be that thing, right? In order to get to 10 grand a month, you have to be the person who thinks like they make 10 grand a month. If you want
yeah,
to charge, I have clients charging like 7.5K a month to customers, but it's because they've spent over 5 figures in themselves. So 7 grand is like, yeah, so what? I've spent that 1,000 times. Like, if you can't pay me that, then it's cool. Go find another agency who can help you do that. So it actually gives you the confidence to be able to call someone out. Like, hey, like, what? You can't spend 2 grand on this. You can't spend 5 grand. Okay, perfect. Then you're not a good fit. Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, man, thank you again for this call. I'll just stop the thing here.